In a small coastal town called Great Yarmouth, nestled along the North Sea, the Industrial Revolution was in full swing. Ships bobbed in the harbor, and factory chimneys painted the sky with shades of gray. Among this bustling world lived George William Manby, a young inventor with the kind of imagination that burns bright like a candle in the dark. George, born in 1773, wasn't born to riches, but to a family rich in stories. His father, a sea captain, spun tales of adventures across the ocean, and young George soaked them in. George had wild hair, always a bit windblown, like his thoughts that scattered in all directions. His hands were forever grubby with ink, graphite, and grease from tinkering with gadgets, trying to solve puzzles no one else saw. A fateful day arrived when George, then just 16, witnessed a wildfire engulf a shipyard. Firefighters bumbled with buckets, chaos reigned. As the flames roared, George clenched his fists hard enough to make his knuckles white, and whispered fiercely to himself, "There must be a better way." Back in his small, cluttered workshop lit by a solitary oil lamp, George's imagination danced. He sketched blueprints late into the night, dreaming of a canister that could spurt water under pressure. Day by day, he collected bits of brass, iron, and leather to give form to his dreams. Like any great invention story, it wasn't smooth sailing. George faced skeptics and naysayers, people who dismissed his firefighting gizmo as mere folly. But George had a secret weapon. His sister Mary always had a suggestion and a cup of warm tea ready. Her belief in George was like the tide, ever present, lifting his spirits. Finally, after many trials and encouragement from Mary, George was ready to show the world his masterpiece. By 1813, the fire extinguisher was born, a barrel with a blast of hope inside it. "Ladies and gentlemen," George declared to a curious crowd during a town demonstration. He struck a match, set a pile of wood alight, and with a grin, unleashed a jet of water that smothered it in a heartbeat. Captain Thomas, head of the local fire brigade, watched with wide eyes and metal-adorned chest. "It's ready," George panted, flushed with pride. "A powerful tool in our fight against flames," affirmed the captain, shaking George's hand with appreciation. George's invention spread like wildfire itself, reaching fire brigades far and wide. With towns safe, George's creation traveled in gleaming red fire engines to every street corner. And with each demonstration, his heart danced a little more with joy. The fire extinguisher became a cornerstone of safety, and George's toil was a legend in the making. And so, young minds, as waves crash against the Great Yarmouth shore, remember George William Manby, the lad with greasy hands who dreamed of a safer world. His story reminds us that with a spark of imagination and belief, we can change the world, one invention at a time.